Okay, everyone. So today we are going to do the Belcher XC loop. Well, the Belcher Grand Tour loop is what I call it. It's the biggest XC loop that I came up with in the new Belcher section of Oak Mountain. And it's 18 miles long and 2,300 feet of climbing. And it goes on single track trails. It's a lot of gravel forest roads where you get some fast speeds, and there's some abandoned forest roads that it goes on, which makes it extra challenging because the forest roads at this time of year is pretty overgrown and very wet and moist. So this is the bike I'm doing it on. It's the Trek Fuel EX5, 29-inch tires, 29-inch wheels, weighs about 37 pounds. It's not the most optimal XC bike for a big loop like this, but I still like it. So I'm at the Belcher trailhead off of 280. The pavilion over there and entrance way back that way, but so enjoy the video. First trail we will be starting on is Longleaf. Okay, first trail, Longleaf. Oh, there's nice greenery in the summer. So we are now doing the Belcher Grand Tour, which is 18 miles and about 2,300 feet of climbing. So now we will go into Breezy. Going into Breezy. Wow. Pretty nice, yeah. Pretty nice. Okay. Still on Breezy. Yeah. Oh. Got a little crooked there. But it is a very wet day. Wet summer day, at least it's not very hot. Yeah. So Breezy is a 2-mile long trail. But yeah. Summertime. Okay. We're on the descent to Breezy. My glasses are foggy. Now they're not. We are now heading to Steep Trail, and then after exiting Steep Trail, we will head down that long descent into the bottom section of Belcher. Very bumpy. Wait. Yep. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay. We are on Steep Trail. Wow. Okay. We are on Belcher Drive. Okay. We are passing Queens Ridge. We are going to go down. And that's the new trail they're building. Hopefully it's going to be open soon. Oh yeah! No brakes! Oh crap! That's the fastest I've ever gone on that descent. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was the fastest I've ever gone on that descent. Up. That was fun. But you got to be careful on that climb because there are some slippery gravel sections on there. It would not be a fun crash if you fell off your bike. So now we're on our way to Belcher Lake. Down another descent. Nice. Not too many people come down here, but that's because it's just a newly open section of Oak Mountain. I mean, the Belcher section's only been open for, I don't know, a year. So, here comes another climb. It'll be hard. Okay. Still on Belcher Drive. We are now following the railroad tracks. There's a train coming. So, Belcher Drive is about 6 miles long. Goes from, it starts from the 280 trailhead, starts from the 280 trailhead and then comes all the way down and goes to Highway 11 by the railroad tracks. So, yeah. So now we're almost at the end of BFR. I mean, not BFR. We're almost at the end of Belcher Drive. But next we will go on BFR 7, which is an abandoned forest road. So I will film there. Okay, we are on BFR 7, going down the first descent. So, there's going to be a few of these roads that we're going to be riding on. Moist and damp. Wet and moist. Typical Alabama weather. So basically right now we're at the very back end of Belcher. The very far end. This is like the farthest point you can go in Belcher from the 280 trailhead. And now these forest roads have been cleared last fall. The trail crew did clear these roads, but it looks like they weren't even here because it's just overgrown again. But that's because not too many people come riding over here. But once people start discovering these roads more, then these roads should be maintained better. But Oak Mountain's just getting started clearing this new addition for the public to enjoy. So right now we are at the very bottom, and there are no new trails built over here, but the trail crew is working their way down here. I would say by the end of this year they'll probably get some trails built down here. So we're now working our way to Hidden Spring Trail, which is a man-made spring at the base of the mountain right below King's Chair. But yeah, that's the challenge of the Belcher Grand Tour. It's not just single track trails and gravel roads, it's abandoned forest roads too. Okay, now we are on BFR 4. I will keep recording when we get to Hidden Spring, which we're almost there. Okay, we have made it to Hidden Spring Trail, which is up here. Hidden Spring. All right, this is it. That's the Hidden Spring. So this is right at the base of the mountain. King's Chair is just way up there, and that's where we came from, down there. So to get here, when you're on BFR 4, right before you come out to a open field, you gotta turn left onto an overgrown foot trail. That's called Waterline Trail. And that's the trail that the Blood Rock race comes on. Comes up here, goes that way, and down over that way, back onto BFR 4. So it's very overgrown in the summer, obviously, but that trail only gets used in December when they have the race. But this is a nice little water feature that thousands of people that don't even know about yet. But pretty soon people will be discovering this. So now we will get back on BFR 4 and head back to Belcher Lake. Okay, we're back on BFR 4. And there's a lake way over there. What? Okay. Then you go this way. Back where we were earlier. So we're about halfway done with the abandoned roads now. We just gotta go over in that section way over there. Okay, then we go left down this abandoned trail. Yep. Oh crap. Couldn't quite make that one, but we're on this dam. Look at that view. The lake. That's where you gotta go over. But so if it was a clear day, you would see King's Chair way up there. But so are you getting dirty? So we continue across this overgrown trail. And it is a very wet and moist day. Very wet and moist. Oh, are you wet? Oh, you got a little bit wet. Oh crap. Well, a little bit wet. Hopefully that's a... So we're on this very abandoned trail. It's called Belcher Dam Trail, is what I like to call it. So now we're on BFR 3, which is a much better road to ride on. So this trail is very short. So next trail, we gotta climb up to the top of a small ridge, and then we're on BFR 8. Which I will get back with you. Okay, BFR 8. So, once you climb up to the top of that ridge, you're gonna come to a Y intersection. Just keep going straight. Just like take the right. And that will be BFR 8. If you go left at the top of that ridge, you'll just go back down the ridge, back on the Belcher Drive. So this is a nice flowy abandoned road. It's mainly downhill this way. So as I said, we're on abandoned roads, and I don't normally ride on these abandoned roads in the summer because of how overgrown they are and spider webs across the road, spider webs in your face. That's my main weakness with riding in the summer, is spider webs in the face. Because you know them spiders, they build their webs at the perfect height where it runs into your face. I don't know how they know to do that, but they are just the perfect height above the ground that you run right into them. But the winter time is my favorite time of year for riding because it's cold. You can push real hard and not have a heat stroke. The woods is much brighter, so right now we're 9 miles in to the whole loop, halfway done. This is basically the halfway point of the Belcher Grand Tour. Huh. Nice downhills. Okay, now we're coming up to a switchback. We are now on the edge of the property of Oak Mountain. So we go this way. Now, here's a warning for this section. There is a really dangerous section of trail coming up in just a few seconds. This is the most dangerous trail to ride down at Oak Mountain. I mean, I think no one can safely ride down this trail without crashing. No one can. And I'll show you why. Right here. It just drops off straight down the hill. I mean, just look at that drop off. So this is the part of the section where BFR 8 drops down into a deep gully, cross a creek that you gotta walk across, and then climb back up another steep section of road. So it basically drops down into a big bowl. So, and once you get to the top of that next hill, you're on BFR 2. But this is the only section of trail that the trail builders have not cleared. I can see why they wouldn't want to do it. So I will film again on BFR 2. Okay. BFR 2. Very bumpy. Ah, thought I could do it. So, this is a challenging XC loop. I mean, it literally looks like there's no trail, but this is a trail. But good news is this is the last forest road. The rest is all nice. My bike is dirty. Oh. Okay, we are on. Well, we're still okay, everyone. The GoPro battery died over on BFR 2, but now I'm on Queensbridge. So basically, when we were on BFR 2, the trail got pretty smooth. The road got pretty easy, and then in another quarter of a mile, it came back out to a Belcher drive. Holy crap, this is rough. Especially when it's wet like this. So then, after you come back out from BFR 2, it's a scary climb back up the gravel grinder climb. And you climb up on Queensbridge. So now we are descending on Queensbridge. No more abandoned roads. Wow, this is very bumpy. I had to take my glasses off. I could not see with my glasses on. It was really foggy. Got some off-cambered switchbacks. I'm going a little bit slow because it is wet. That's a 200-degree turn right there. Oh yeah. Queensridge Trail is another 2-mile long trail. Oh yeah. Another downhill one. Then we have small little climb to end Queensridge. But I am too fast for the climbs. Okay, and we are out at Demopolis Lake. Boat. It's okay. That is the end of Queensridge Trail. Next will be Fish Whistle. Okay everyone, gonna go on Fish Whistle now. Now on Fish Whistle. Nice. We came up from Belcher Lake, well, I mean not Belcher Lake, Demopolis Lake. Wow. Very rough. Oh, oh. Holy crap. That's pretty fast, but you can go a lot faster than that. Yep. Yeah. Oh crap. Got off track. There's people coming behind me. Yo! Oh yeah! Uh-oh! Tree limbs are trying to slap me in the face. What? What? Yet. Sharp turns. Hoyata! Hoyat! Hoyo! Okay. That was Fish Whistle. Built by Bailey Smith Trails. So, that is the end of Fish Whistle. And so, Fish Whistle does still keep on going, but it's just a climb and then a descent, and it just comes out to North Lakes Connector. So next we'll go up Belcher Byway, which is not going to be fun. So I will get back to you when we're at the top. Okay, we're at the top of Belcher Byway. Now we will go this way. Oh yeah, that feels good. We're at 17.5 miles. So now the rest of this is just going back to the 280 trailhead. And that is the Belcher Grand Tour XC loop. Yes, sir. That's the Belcher Grand Tour. 18 miles, 2,300 feet of climbing. And it only took me just shy of 3 hours to do, including breaks. So feel free to try it. Feel free to try it. That'd be it. Boy.